Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Yorx on the Tube. I am your host, Yorx, aka Yorquin. Now first of all, a little housekeeping. You see me in green, gold, and black, or black, green, and gold. At the time of this recording, it is Jamaica's Independence Day, August 6th, 2020. I want to say a happy Independence Day to all of you out there who is watching this. Happy Independence Day to Jamaica. It's what, 50 plus years, and Jamaica on a whole has proven itself to be the biggest little dot on the planet. Recently got some news that my cousin, some people would say cousin-in-law, but I don't use in-law because that would put up somewhat of a barrier or a disconnect. I call her my cousin because she's married to my blood cousin. Her name is Dr. Sherilyn Sterling Case. When I came to Canada, she was somewhat of a mentor, not just to me, but also to my wife. When I went and I was visiting with them in Ontario some years ago, I really was able to see that the Canadian life is possible. Not just that, but Cheryl and her husband, but more so Cheryl, initially seemed to, yes, but now, knowing and seeing her and meeting her, and even this last time we spoke on the phone, she was just such a great soul. She was just such a great inspiration to many. She was one of the nicest persons that you could ever meet. My condolences go out to my cousin and his family and the Sterling Case family. Let's get into the meat of the matter. Oh, but before we do that, I want to say thank you to our sponsor, The Imagination, more so Walter's Weddings. Walter's Weddings is your premier media company for all your wedding needs, which include photography, videography, whatever it is your media needs are for your wedding. Walter's Weddings will not just capture those moments, but also will immortalize them for all eternity. Now, I want to say something about the first video. First of all, I would like to thank you all for tuning in. I would like to thank you all for your many comments and your likes and your shares and your subscriptions. I would like to thank you and keep it up, continue sharing it, continue encouraging your friends to subscribe and share. About the first video, now those of you who were able to tune into the first one, you were able to hear and see me seriously botch the first episode of Favorite Songs with Yorx. Now, for those of you who are just tuning in, you won't be able to see that section because there was a copyright infringement brought up against it. Now, first of all, YouTube, I don't understand how that exactly works because I botched the song so badly, I was so off pitch, I was so off key that I didn't sound anything like the original version of that song. Now that being said, guys, I'm going to be more careful. I'm going to try to be more original in my delivery. Not that I'm going to botch any more songs, but I'm going to be more careful so that you can see Favorite Songs with Yorx. And also, for those of you who spoke to me about my background being more lively, as you can see, I am outside. However, not all of the shows will be outside, but this one will be outside because inside is not available to me, and also because this is just my second episode, so I'm trying to see what works and what does not work. Now this episode, I'd like to call it To Be Angry or Not to Be Angry. That is the question. There's currently a big, huge outrage going on. It has even reached as far as CNN and the Washington Post, and it is about dreadlocks. I would like to explain something here. Now, in Jamaica, one of the most well-known or most identifiable or easily identifiable religious sections of Jamaica is Rastafarianism. Now, Rastafarianism is a Pan-African or an Afrocentric movement which surrounds Haile Gebre Selassie, which is one of the former emperors of Ethiopia. Now, it is centered around Haile Gebre Selassie because his lineage can be tracked as far back as the King David. Now, fast forward to now. Rastafarianism most of the time can be identified through locks and also through the colors red, green, and gold. Not just that, but also a lot of Rastafarians are vegetarian. A lot of Rastafarians preach and push peace and love. What's happening now in Jamaica is that there's a little girl who was denied entry into school because she was wearing locks. Let's be careful. She was wearing locks. However, her family, her mother and her father, do not identify as Rastafarians. She was, however, denied entry into the school because of the locks. Now, the reason the school puts this forward is they say it's because they want to prevent the outbreak of lice or fungus. The truth of the matter is, if they want to prevent lice or fungus, that is all well and good. They want to protect the students. Now, I named the episode To Be Angry or Not to Be, that is the question, because there is an outrage going out from the Rastafarian community and also just general Jamaicans in general as to why are we discriminating against Rastafarianism. Let's back it up a little bit. Growing up in Jamaica, in high school, I've seen Rastafarians in school. Some of them with their locks all the way down to their knees, and some of them with their locks tied up in a nice big turban. Now, if there was a discrimination against Rastafarianism in the educational system on a whole, I don't think that Rastas would be in school. That would definitely be against their religious right. The school has even gone as far as to say if the parents and the little girl had said that if she was Rastafarian or if they were professing to be Rastafarian, then they would in turn allow the child in school. However, let us pinpoint what's going on. First of all, when you look at the alleged child's hair and even the parents' hair, you'll realize that they're wearing a hairstyle. It's called sister locks in Jamaica, and it's a hairstyle which is predominantly used to preserve natural hair. Now, it's not that the institution is being biased against Rastafarianism, but the parents, if you read into the story, this has been the fight of the parents from 2018. The parents have been fighting against this since 2018. So it's not that the parents did not know. It's not that the school was not aware of the situation before, but it's rather everything coming to an head. So we need to be careful, because here's the thing. If this social justice movement had not come to the forefront, or if the social justice movement wasn't getting a lot of traction right now, we probably would have been saying, oh, the parents should just conform, oh, they should just comb out the child's hair, oh, they should just cut her locks, or something like that. That is what we should be angry against, because we should not be tone deaf to the fact that there are some freedoms that are being trampled upon here. But it's not freedom of religion, it's freedom of expression, because they said that they're not Rastafarians. Now we need to be outraged, not at the parents, because they knew of the situation before and they have been fighting it. And we shouldn't be outraged at the school because they're fighting against Rastafarianism. As a matter of fact, as I said earlier, the school said that if the child or parents were Rastafarians, then they would have no problem against it. What we should be outraged against, however, is ourselves. We should be outraged that Jamaica as a society still has that sense that because someone wears a certain hairstyle, then that means that they need to be discriminated against. That should not be the case. How I wear my hair, or lack thereof, should not be any of your business. It should be how I wear my heart. That should be all of our businesses. I am Yorx from Yorx on the Tube. Thank you for watching, and please be nice to someone today. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe.